Well, I am an admirer of Elisa's. Elisa has even worked for me, and the fact is that she is talented.
What's it called? Kermit and Friends?
Kermit and Friends.
Kermit. But if
Kermit.
You're saying
like
not to do...
Yeah,
wait.
I actually have watched a few hours of Kermit and Friends.
How many hours have you watched, Natalie?
Oh, no. Probably indulged in 8 hours.
Holy...
My wife and I watched Benji's ex-girlfriends or whatever's going on. We watched this crazy podcast, and I have to say, this is one of the, probably in the top 5 things I think about right now.
She has a podcast, but she gets to come on the radio. It is craziness upon craziness.
I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Kermit and Friends. I'm Elisa. This is Fozzie, and Kermit is watching from heaven. So I'm pretty tired right now. I had a big night last night. Me and Elaine and Monkey were all over town, going crazy, interviewing people on the streets of downtown LA, which I never want to go to again, honestly. I don't know why. I just listen to people on where to go. They're like, oh, let's go here. I'm like, all right, wherever you want to go, let's just go. Downtown LA is not nice. It's not nice down there. It's very, very, very like scary. Like every person's scary down there. And I know my hair is messed up right now. I'm tired, you guys. This IRL stuff is like kind of killing me. It's for a young person. It's for like when you're like 19 and like you haven't done anything and you're like, oh, let me do something. And then you do IRL. But like as a person my age, it's very exhausting. I mean, we're dancing, we're going nuts. We're doing so many things. Okay, so Jeff M feels sorry for Fozzie, home alone, while Lisa is doing all this IRL shit. So before I did the IRL shit, I was at a job all day. So what's the difference? People go to jobs and they have dogs, right? Does anybody have a job and also have a dog? What are you supposed to just not work when you have a dog? That doesn't make sense, Jeff M. I disagree with that. But if you missed, what we were doing last night, I'll show you some cool things that happened. I was on Telemundo last night. I was on Telemundo and the guy looked surprised that I was on Telemundo, right? Then he looked surprised. He wasn't expecting me. A lot of fun things were happening with me being doing IRL. You get braver all of a sudden. All of a sudden you're approaching all kinds of people. I did something else. Let me show you something else I did last night. Here it is. I danced on the street. Here it is. So every time somebody donated a song last night, we broke out into a dance. I thought that was a good idea. I like dancing, and we just really enjoyed our experience, even though it was very exhausting. We're going to do it again today. I'm going to ask my co-host Wheezy what he thinks of these escapades. Wheezy, what do you think?
I love them, but I do not know how you have the energy to go back out today. That is so crazy. But it's really fun. I loved you at the car show too. I missed a lot of last night's. I didn't know about the Telemundo thing.
Yeah, I was on is it Telemundo? I don't know. But I was on that. And, when you have these selfie sticks in the speaker, all of a sudden you get all this confidence because you have people watching and they're like complimenting you. So you're like, oh, I could do anything. I could be on Telemundo. I did the Macarena 50 times thanks to Kelly, who Kelly kept playing the Macarena for me. And it was great. And we were, singing and dancing and the music really makes it fun. And we did it 3 days in a row. And I think that we're going to do it 4 days in a row because today Elaine invited me to, she invited me somewhere. So basically right now is a really good time to invite me places because I go like wherever because, I'm literally making like money doing this and I can't believe it.
Great. That is so great. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, I can't believe what's going on with this thing. And it just really shows that everything's meant to be because I love doing Kermit and Friends. I like the community. I enjoy this community. And I could really do it full time. And I was always thinking, how can I do this full time? I don't want to do anything else. And I figured out a way to do it full time. So here we go. I'm exhausted. This is definitely a young person's game. This is not like, someone my age. But however, Elena's a little older than me. She's killing it. She's going over. She got so many phone numbers. She got a phone number of a guy who had $3 million cars and then a Honda Civic as well. And he's a music producer. And Elaine, and they're like talking now. So anything can happen from this. I recommend, Wheezy, would you be interested in expanding like this the way me and Elaine have?
I would. I live in a very small area. It'd be very boring. But I would. It would be fun. Yeah. It's like here, there's just really nothing going on. But if it was as active as like LA, I would definitely do it. It seems fun.
Okay. But the thing is, I'm getting out of LA because we almost got not killed, but it was very dangerous last night. There was one point where I fell in like a ditch and my foot, and I had an injury.
Oh no.
And because when you're live and you're doing IRL, which is man on the street, it's the same thing. Man on the street is what Howard Stern does, is what Jimmy Kimmel does, what Jimmy Fallon does. They send people on the street to interview people. It's the same thing. I agree. Elaine is winning at life. She is. And I'd like to see some part. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know how old she is, but I know she's a little older than me. And like just the energy that she has to dance around and do all of that stuff. It's incredible.
Well, she's the one that's saying, oh, let's go here. Let's go there. Let's go here. Let's go. I'm like, all right. Yeah. Anywhere you go, I'll go. So anywhere, Elaine. So we're going to Florida. We're going to Florida soon. We're going to Tennessee. We're going to South Carolina. We're going to Florida. So I think I'm taking at least 2 show days off. So I don't know what you want to do those days. If you still want to do the wrap-up show or if you still want to do.
I could wrap up the IRL. I can wrap up and just talk about what you did on the IRL streams.
Oh, that's great. And then you could do your mean stream. So this doesn't mean that Kermit and Friends is ending. People have said that in the chat. Doesn't mean that. It just means sometimes I have to visit, some family once in a while. But I could take it on the road. I look worn out. I know Hazy Train. I know. I know I look worn out. It's because I'm tired, you guys. It's very It's exhausting, Wheezy. It's exhausting. But I do recommend it. You're going up to people. You're interviewing people. They're complete strangers. And you're doing this
scary
for hours. It's like 4 hours of like work. And like, my friend Elaine's helping, my friend Monkey's helping. People are helping. They are helping, but it's a lot of pressure and there's wires involved. There's so many things involved. I admire anybody that does this. I throw away everything I said about them being losers with selfie sticks. It's a hard job. They're earning every penny.
Hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. So any thoughts?
Are you going to take an RV to Florida? Or are you going to take a car to Florida? Or are you driving? Are you flying?
Who the hell knows? I don't know. I have a flight booked. I have a flight booked for the 28th, but Elaine seems to be down for a road trip. And I know that would be better Because if we hit every state, I feel like that's something that people would want to see. So yeah, it could be a road trip. It could be, who the hell knows? I mean, I have a flight booked, but I am planning on doing big things because I'm so inspired. Joey, you're in the wrong channel. My main channel is youtube.com/Elisa Jordana. Weezy, any thoughts on the Discord server or the state of Kermit and Friends right now?
I have been paying attention a little bit, not as much as I usually have. It seems everything is going pretty good. I saw there was a lot of like drama yesterday about this windy situation, and so I kind of got enthralled into that. But for the most part, I've been trying to get along with everybody because sometimes I get in fights, and I don't like fighting. People think that I love fighting. I don't like it. So I'm just trying to
have a stream that's called the Mean Stream, though.
Yeah, that's for everybody else. That's for all the rascals to be rascals instead of me. Like, I never even fight on there. It's for all of the brats that can't follow the rules on Sundays.
Okay. So Weezy has a show every Wednesday called The Mean Stream where he takes. Okay, so Jeff M doesn't like IRL. All right, if you want to call in and talk about that, that's fine. I like it. I enjoy it. I don't know why. I think it's fun because it's like it's a new version of Kermit and Friends. It's like Kermit and Friends, but Kermit and Friends on the road. And I just like doing it. I like meeting random people. Can I smell anything? That's your question? Yes, I can smell things. Why are you asking me that? Everybody stop teasing me. We have two big guests today. Weezy, I want you to help me interview these guests. We have two unbelievable guests that Leaf King has booked. Our first guest, Faust Ruggiero, is a published research author, a clinical trainer, and a therapist who's worked in settings that have included clinics for deaf children, prisons, nursing homes, substance abuse centers, inpatient facilities, and major corporations. His latest book is the second in his Fix Yourself Handbook series, and it's called Fix Your Anxiety. I have unbelievable anxiety, so I'm hoping that this guy can help me. Everybody, welcome to the show, Faust Ruggiero.
I'm hoping you're having a good day.
Me? Oh, am I having a good day? Well, so far so good. It just started.
We'll try to make it better.
Really? You're going to help? Okay, good.
All right,
I'm so glad. Okay, so you wrote this book, and this book is going to be helpful for me. It's a Fix Yourself Handbook, okay? So what inspired you to write this book for people?
I've been counseling for a long time. And when you do that, you begin to put together programs that make sense for people. And I've been using these types of things clinically for decades. So the last 4 or 5 years, I'd say, it's time to move it to the larger stage, if you will. And it's done well. It's a plan. It's not one of those, here's a self-help book, and here's all the information you need. Here are all the great analogies and all the cool acronyms. It is a basic, straightforward plan. You follow it, it works. I have yet to see anyone not make this work if they continue with it.
Okay, so it works for every person?
Everyone.
And why do you think it works so well?
Well, we're not as different as people like to think we are. We all suffer from pretty much the same things. The business you're in, many people, they're successful. They look great. And then you go behind the scenes and it's a whole different story. The anxiety's there, the depression, the life circumstances. So all we're doing is when you think about it, we're taking all the toxic garbage out of one's life. We start there. We replace it with the good stuff that makes sense. People are still having fun. They're still going out and doing all the things they always did, but we're just taking it and putting it in a whole different perspective, step by step. That's the key to the way I work. It's not just here, try this. This is this particular problem. Do these things, and it changes.
So you're saying take the garbage out. So for me, it's sometimes hard to figure out what that garbage is. Like some things I do, I'm like, oh, is this garbage or not? Like my friend Carol said that, bad things about me doing man on the street stuff. She says it's not real. It's not a real profession. Like, is that garbage? Like, how do you know what's garbage or not? Do you go by what other people say? What are the signs that something you're doing is garbage?
And everyone asks that. And I always say, bring it back to basic 4 attributes: physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual. If something is not working for you, your body feels it. You feel the stress. You feel you're tightening up or you're going too fast. Intellectually, you'll get the conflict. This doesn't seem to settle. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I'm relating it back to something else that didn't work. Emotions go all over the place. The emotions should pretty well be subtle kinds of things that engage when they need to. Now they're all over the place. And spiritually, for those who deal with that, you kind of lose your core, if you will. You're disconnected. When those things are happening, something's wrong. And then it's just about looking at your life and saying, okay, what's triggering those things? It's not real difficult because the signs are always there. We just don't like to do that. We're kind of stop sign violators. We like to go through. Somehow it's all going to work out, but it doesn't. Life doesn't work that way.
Okay, so you're saying that you could go by your emotions. Can you trust your emotions if you're like a bipolar, depressed person?
No, anytime you deal with those kinds of circumstances, you got to go get that first. If you're bipolar, if you're so depressed that you can't feel anymore, then medically you may need to do some things. You need to go get some professional help first, and then reconnect with yourself enough so that you can see you can see what's not working.
So you can trust your own emotions to tell you if you're going the right way.
Yeah, what I say, if it doesn't feel good, it probably isn't.
If it doesn't feel good, it probably isn't. That is so simple.
It is. The whole program is simple. This is why a lot of the other ones don't work, because they build all this complexity into it. Life is simple. It's straightforward. There's all this intellectual garbage, and then there's kind of like the street version of ourselves. We know when something's there. We feel it. It's there. And we've gotten very good at just going past all that. We like what we like. We like the way we want it, when we want it, so we're willing to sacrifice all of that because good times must be had.
Good times must be had. Yeah. I'm a really big fan of Esther Hicks. Are you familiar with her? She always says, go to the best feeling place.
That's right.
Do you follow that? So whatever makes you feel good, just go in that direction.
Yeah. And I have one little tweak on that. And mine is create that place, because a lot of people will look for that and they'll look all over the place. So now you're experimenting, and maybe it takes something that feels good, but it's got some toxic parameters to it. I always say, create your good place, create the life you want, and go live it every day.
Create the life you want and go live it every day. I love that. I love that so much. Are you someone that has suffered from anxiety your whole life, or is this for someone else?
That's been through our family, both sides. And, as a kid, absolutely. When I got a little older and I started to realize, the first thing I figured out was it was physical. I thought, because when you get anxiety, then you mistrust all the way you think and feel. You think you're weak. That's a horrible part of this condition. And when I realized it was physical, and I learned how to nurture my body properly, and I'm not talking about going into all guru stuff, just basic healthy living, get my body strong, the anxiety was cut in half quickly. I wasn't doing stupid things that brought it on, So I think what you're asking is, do I live by what I prescribe? Absolutely, every day.
Okay, so what should we definitely not do?
Well, the first thing I tell people is get away from all the things that pump the anxiety up. I always call it, don't feed the demon.
Don't feed the demon.
Yeah, get up in the morning and have your 4 cups of coffee, and then your energy drink and whatever else. Get the stimulants out of your life.
Oh, do not drink coffee?
I don't say don't. Have your 1 cup of coffee, but don't have it to the point where you say, like a lot of people will say, I'm nothing till I have my 2 cups of coffee in the morning. When I hear that, I say, really?
Everyone says that. It's
I know.
Everyone says that.
And when you get to the point that you don't do all that, natural energy comes through. So, and I'm one of these people I get up in the morning and I hit the floor running, and I have no accelerants at all in my life. And I'm still the guy that at 12:31 in the morning, I'm still going. It's just natural energy that comes through, but that energy doesn't come with a buzz. It's just always there, So for me to put a 12, 13 hour day in is nothing.
And what about those people that are like constantly vaping?
That's the other part of it. The problem with the whole thing with now pot is in the picture and all these things that we're treating symptoms. And so, people will say, should I smoke pot or not? I said, well, that's your choice. But if you've got an issue, how about if we get to that first? And then if you want to go smoke pot because you enjoy it. Don't smoke it because you're medicating something that you're not fixing.
But isn't that why everybody does it? Like,
yeah.
That's what it seems like to me. People are so like they're doing it all day, every day. That to me is a sign of something that they're like trying to suppress.
Yeah, they're trying to create a life that feels good all the time. But what happens is, and I don't care what you do. I have a woman that gets up, she comes in and says every morning she gets up 2:00 in the morning and then she goes and gets something to eat, but she wakes up 2:00 every day. I said, yeah, because you trained your body to get up 2:00 every day and do this. These people are doing this with pot. They're training their body to say, yeah, give me more. So an hour goes by, let me take another toke. And it just keeps on going. So what do you have now? All the same problems you always have. Now you just don't feel them as much, but they're going to be there and they're going to grow. I mean, they're not going anywhere.
Right. Okay. So for me, like my problem is like if I think about a family trip or some event that's coming up, it sends me into a very dark place where I start feeling like so much anxiety. What do I do to fix something like that?
Well, the anticipation for the event is always the worst part of it. If you think ahead and say, okay, 3 hours from now, the event is going to be over. How am I going to feel? Probably good. And you know yourself well enough, I'm assuming, that when you're in that environment, you're doing just fine. It's I always call them the pregame festivities. They're always the worst.
Yeah.
Who's going to be there? What's it going to be like? I know that person's going to do this. Then you start having the internal conversations. You already have it planned out as to what's going to go on there. What do you do? What I do is I shut my mind off completely about it. Okay, it's coming. I'm not thinking about it. And when it gets, and I'm not anticipating, I have no expectations. I'm going to walk in and I'm going to do what I need to do. But I always have it in my mind. There's an exit plan. If I'm in there and it's not going well, I'm not chained to the thing. I'm going to leave, and I know I can do that. Simple as that. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to be as pleasant and happy as I can. If it gets to the point that things change, I'm anxious, whatever it's going to be, is I'm saying, hey, something happened. I got to go see you. When you have that, you're not going into an event that you're anticipating is going to be horrible and you're locked into it. You have choices.
Because sometimes I can't tell if like something's not for me, if I have anxiety about it because I'm just like nervous or insecure about it, or if it's really not for me. That's my confusion.
One of the ways to deal with that, if you can, is to take most of the stuff out. It's almost like if you have an allergy, you go to the allergy doctor and say, okay, we're gonna take everything out of your life and we're gonna put them in one at a time and see what you react to. So you're not going to strip your life down to nothing, but you kind of get all the junk out for a while and then introduce them one at a time. Sometimes it's not the thing that's a problem; it's that you're doing 20 of them. That life is overloaded. As I'm doing this, okay, now we have a publicist and an agent and all these people in the picture. Less control is in my life. I used to control everything. I did all of it to get all this whole thing going. Now, he calls, my agent calls a month ago and says, we're doing this coast to coast radio interview. It's at 10 o'clock at night. I said, okay, great. No big deal. And he calls back and said, I forgot to tell you it's Pacific time. So we're doing it at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Now I have, it's 2 p.m. I have the whole day planned. So we're staying up. Well, so it's just the way it goes. And it's a way that I approach it. The first thing I do is I say, I'm not going to fight this, because if I fight it, all my energy is going to go into the anger and all the crap that I'm going to be thinking. So let's just quickly regroup. What do I have to do to make that happen? And I do it. But I will tell you, I strip the garbage. I strip the people in my life that don't work, because they're like vampires. I mean, they just suck it all out of you.
Okay, that is really something that's been on my mind recently, like tremendously. I'm so glad you said that. There's certain people in my life that I get rid of them, right? And I think to myself, I'm not gonna have anybody left, because I'm getting rid of anybody I think is bringing negativity, but that's like almost everyone. So do you have very few people in your life if you do that?
You know what I did? Because we all get there. When you start stripping them away, you say, man, what's left here?
There's going to be nothing left. Please hold.
So what I did is I created kind of my imaginary red circle, if you will. And I started with 3 or 4 people. I said, if I have 3 or 4 people that I can trust, and that's kind of like, my landing spot, that great, they're there. Then I added one here, one there as I went. And I wasn't judging them. I was just saying, are you a good fit for my lifestyle? Yeah. If you are, come close. If you're not, let's, hey, I'll see you every so often, and we'll call on the phone. I might see you at a function, but I'm not going to take you close and give you that intimate part of myself. I'm just not going there. So I just have those few people that I trust. The other thing I do is I make decisions, and I don't do them quickly. I was watching in the initial part of your show where someone said, hey, let's go. And you said, yes. And you know what I always do? They said, let's go. I said, wait a minute. Let me just check something. And I'll get back to you. It could be 5 minutes. It could be an hour later, but it gives my brain some time to think, do I really want to do this? What's going to happen if I do? Am I going to be beat tomorrow? Someone said to us, they wanted to go out last night. It would be to 2 or 3 in the morning. I had an early interview. I have yours now. Am I going to be okay? Am I going to say intelligent things that are going to help people? No. So I said, you know what? Let me get back to you. Thought about it and said, no. You know what? I may come, but I'll probably leave by 11 or so, whatever it may be. So I just want to slow it down enough so my brain has enough time to say, is this what I want?
Okay, so, all right, so I'm not going to have anybody left.
You will.
That's what I'm thinking. I think I have a caller. Yes, Kermit and Friends. How can I help you? Hello, Kermit and Friends. I see you on the line. Hello. All right, I think that was Elmo. Sorry. Okay, so let's bring up people to ask you questions. You have so much good information to share. And, okay, let's bring up Wheezy first. Wheezy, you're on with that fast.
Well, I love what I'm hearing. I mean, I'm somebody that smoked weed for 27 years. And when I stopped smoking, I realized that it was perpetuating my anxiety, that it was just basically putting a little Band-Aid over it. And I'm telling you, I smoked weed all the time. So I love that. But what I'm hearing is that you're basically saying it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to be selfish with your time, with your energy. And that's something that I've always been kind of afraid to do, but I've always done it anyway. And what do you have to say about that? Is it okay to be selfish?
Yeah. When you say the word, that's when everyone kind of reacts. It's about protecting yourself. Self-protective is really what you're talking about. Does this work for me? Is it going to work in the long run? That's the other part of this. You can make a mistake here and there. You went out, it was late, but if you do it all the time, if you have this person in your life or these people in your life and they are compromising what's going on for you and you keep them there, then you eventually, that's the key, you eventually become like that. Right. And now you don't even need them. You take on that persona because that's what you're living. That's what your brain is interpreting every day. So you become part of that. And the next thing you know, you don't even need them. You're the one calling them. Let's go out and do all these crazy things.
Right.
So you don't want to become what you don't want to be.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So Caleb, I feel bad for Caleb because he's keeps writing the same thing. He says, I feel guilty getting rid of family members, but it's necessary. Is there any loyalty that we should have to our family members, or do we just treat them like everybody else?
That's always the hard one. And what I tell people to do, because if you leave, and first of all, you're the bad guy. If you're the guy that cuts it off, I don't care whether they're horrible people, you're the bad guy. It's what it feels like, or they'll make you feel that way. First thing I say is set your boundaries and let them know what they are. And when you and that's only the first part. The second part is defend your boundaries. We can all set them. Then you got to defend them. You let them know, I will be glad to be near you if these things aren't happening. But if they are, it's not me that's making the decision. You're making the decision to do this, and then I need to protect me because I get hurt when you do that, and put it on them. That's how I deal with things. I'm very straightforward about the way I live my life. This is the way things are. If you cross this, if you're going to attack, or you go in people's homes now, and if you're a Republican, the Democrats want to kill you, and the other way around, or this social issue and all that stuff. I just simply say, this is the way I live. If you can respect that, I'm not asking you to be it. If you can respect it, then I'm thrilled. Come aboard and be part of it. If you're not, then I need to put some distance, and that may be cutting you off altogether, or it may be really reducing the impact, your impact in my life.
All right, this is going to be tough. I mean, for people watching this, we have some big decisions to make, right? This is once you get rid of somebody and you just say, you're not for me, I mean, they could be gone forever. So if they're gone forever, what if you change your mind and then they don't want to come back? Has that ever happened to you?
It happens. You see them and they've done some things differently, and you can slowly introduce them back in, or just do some kind of an impromptu kind of thing just to check it. I always tell people, test things. You don't have to go back. Do a test. Call them up, see how things are going. If that seems to go okay, maybe you're at a party where they are, or you see, and then you introduce it slowly. If as you do, the old feelings don't come back, that sounds pretty good. If you start to feel it again, there's your tip off, and then maybe you want to pull back.
Okay, let's take one more question. Charmin Smith, you're on with Faust.
Hi, I really like the message that you gave, and I understood Wheezy's perspective, but I don't consider it selfish. I consider it self-care. Do you have any advice for people who are experiencing rejection? Maybe they want to be involved in your life, but you don't like their energy, and they need to deal with their rejection. Any suggestions?
Yeah, I go back to what I say. I'm very honest. I'm warm, I'm loving, but I'm honest with people. I may have a conversation with that person and say, you know what, let's talk about what's going on here. This is how I feel. Let's talk about how you feel. I'm going to make myself very clear. I may say, I'm not with you. I know you feel maybe put out or rejected or abandoned or whatever you may feel at that point. But I need to protect me. And some of the things you do have me in a position where I leave that I'm not feeling good about myself, or I'm not feeling good about you. And I don't want that to happen. So maybe we can iron that out. But it's funny. We do all these things to kind of deal with things. And the only thing we don't do is say, here, let me just tell you exactly the way it is. Warmly, with love in my heart, I'm going to tell you these things. Just be honest.
Be honest. Are you sure? Because there's so many books out there on the games we should be playing, and the laws of power. Have you read that? I mean, that's about so many games and in history, like Cleopatra and people like that. I mean, the art of seduction. You're not supposed to tell people how you feel according to these books.
And if you don't tell them the way you feel, then they never know. So they assume the way they feel is the way you feel, and you have to live with that. So I always tell. What's wrong with being honest with people? If you're in a relationship with someone, how many people I've had for marriage counseling, and I say, well, did you tell them this? No. How long's it been going on? Oh, 20 years. I said, you've lived with that for 20 years and you didn't even say, I don't like it. And then the other person will say, why didn't you ever tell me that? And maybe they'll respond well, and maybe they won't. But the issue is, I want to be able to say, I did what I'm supposed to do to protect my life and to create some happiness there. So I'm going to tell them what I think, again, with warmth and love, always.
Warmth and love. So tell people how you feel. And that could be very dangerous, because when you tell people how you feel, they might not feel the way you do. And you will be sad if that, that you're not having a wall up anymore, but you recommend not to have a wall, to be brave and to put it out there. No games, nothing like that.
Life's a marathon. You may not tell the person, and then you still go out and have that quick fix, and it feels great. But, at the end of your days, do you look back and say, I was really happy with all of this? Or do you say, man, I just kept that one in the picture. That was toxic. I look at all the years I stayed around that person, and I got, emotionally beat up over this thing. Then you start, there is an age for most of us, whatever it may be, for it's individual, but where we say, man, I could have done this a whole lot different. I lost a lot of years invested in that person or that situation, whatever it may have been.
Yes.
I just look at it. I'm in it now. This right now. Now's the time I have to be able to change that around. And I have an idea how I want things to go forward.
All right, I'm going to be brave because of you. I'll let you know how it goes. Where can people find you to, learn more if they need help? Do you do coaching for individuals?
Yeah. I'm a psychologist, so I've been counseling people forever. You can find me on my website, FaustRuggiero.com. It's my name. Everything about the books and everything we're doing is there. The website is dedicated to that. There is a contact link. Email if you like to. I'm real good about getting back to people.
Great. Okay, perfect. So everybody find this guy. He's so helpful. Did you enjoy Kermit and Friends at all?
I did. I've watched it, but I'm not new to it. So
You're not?
No, I'm not. And in fact, as we were, my publicist saying, what are some of the podcasts you want to do? Yours was one of them. So I'm glad that you accepted the offer. I keep doing this kind of stuff. I think it's great for people to hear. Your message is straightforward. It's what I've liked about it. I mean, you don't pull punches, and that's what people need right now. That's what we need in this nation. We need to stop, pussyfooting around, if you will. We need to be able to say, hey, this is the way it is. This is what you have to do, and we have to keep on saying that. And if we can do that, that's great. So loving what you do, and I'll keep watching.
Thank you so much. What a doll. He watches Kermit and Friends. Everybody follow him. He is so cool. That was such a great message. I might stop playing games because of him. I'll think about it. And by the way, the people that are commenting on my hair, I was up all night last night, you guys. All right. So just give me a little break. I try my best. Our next guest, let me tell you a little bit about her. Okay. Our next guest, Amanda Liberty, is a musician that specializes in mechanical music, particularly hand-turned organs. She's been featured in YouTube documentaries for her objectum sexuality, which is a person who experiences emotional, romantic, and or sexual feelings towards inanimate objects. In Amanda's case, she's specifically in love with, you guessed it, a chandelier. Everybody, welcome to the show, Amanda Liberty.
Hope you can hear me okay.
Okay, I can hear you great. The only thing is I could hear myself too. Do you have headphones at all, Amanda? Or can you turn a monitor down? Okay, so there's her chandelier in the background. She's just putting her headphones on. I'm going to try to fix my hair. It's like impossible. But okay, so Amanda is in love with the chandelier in the back. What is it about your chandelier that turns you on?
This one is just a wall light. This one is not a chandelier. I have headphones, but they're like this. Give me a moment.
Okay, just take your time. Take your time. So this is interesting. I think I should go the chandelier route because it's just really not working out with me and men, right? That is not working for me. So a chandelier would be better than any guy that I've ever personally dated. A chandelier can't talk back to you. A chandelier can't call you a bitch. A chandelier can't call you the C word. A chandelier is freaking perfect for me. I love chandeliers. They're beautiful. They're nice. They won't mess with you. She had sex with her chandelier. How was that, Amanda?
No, I didn't. No, never.
Oh, you didn't? Wait, so how are you romantic with the chandelier that you have?
It is through energy and through an emotional connection. It is not sexual for me. It never was. The name objectum sexual refers to your orientation, as in heterosexual, homosexual, objectum sexual. It doesn't necessarily mean that one is engaging in physical sex with objects. The thing, I'm just about there. Sorry, it's hard for me to concentrate.
That's okay. You're obviously extremely interesting guest. Is there something that happened in your dating life before this whole chandelier thing that turned you off towards just actual men?
No. Does this one work better?
Much better. Perfect. You're perfect.
Oh,
now.
there we go.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Okay. So I was just curious.
Now we're
if in your-
sorted. Sorry about
exactly.
that.
We're
What was I
perfect
saying?
now. Okay. So when you were dating before, did you notice like in your relationships that things were going wrong, that people were being mean to you? Like, did bad things happen that turned you in the chandelier direction?
No, it doesn't. Objective sexuality doesn't work like that. It is like if you are attracted to, if you're a man and you're attracted to other men, it is naturally occurring. It's something that is like how it is from day one. You're not going to be attracted to women if you're a gay man. So it's the same with an OS person. I was never attracted to humans in that way because it's just not me. I've always just taken my natural path and the way I feel.
Oh wow.
You know.
One second, Amanda.
Shine like glass, I'm a bitch. I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss. I'm a shine like glass, I'm a bitch. I'm a boss.
Hi Amanda, I saw you sucking off your chandelier. If the chandelier is a she, does that make you and the chandelier lesbians?
Great question, Forza. Did you see that question, Amanda?
Yeah, but it's kind of immature. I don't respond to all the immature crap. You know,
Okay.
I am mature about this. You know, I don't have any time for people that are going to be immature about it. You know, I'll answer questions willingly. You know, I will try to educate people about my love, but I don't need to be immature about it.
Okay. So you've never been attracted to people?
No.
No.
That's right.
So
That's right, yeah.
even like when you were a kid, like when I was a kid, I had a crush on this guy named James, like in third grade, right? So you had a crush like on, who did you have a crush on in third grade?
Third grade is what in English?
It's like when you're 7.
I didn't have no crushes when I was 7.
No? Okay, what about when you were 10?
No.
Like who was your first crush?
When I was about 14, it was the drum kit. It was never the people. Yeah, never the people. And I've just never had that way about me.
So a drum kit was your first crush.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you have a crush on the drum kit, like how can the drum kit reciprocate? Do you care about the objects reciprocating your love?
Through energy. If you look up the word animism on the internet, animism, this is when people feel the energy from non-human entities, like things that come from the earth, like rocks or trees or anything from the earth. And everything around us is made from the earth. You know, my chandelier is metal, comes from the ground, comes from an energy. It has come from somewhere in the beginning, but then made by man into a chandelier, or anything else that I love, or anything else that you love. I mean, who here has a car and can say, you know, maybe you're not in love with your car, but you might have a connection with your car. It's an extension of yourself. You enjoy driving it. You enjoy taking it out, showing it off and all the rest of that.
Please forgive Forza. She is very immature. We appreciate you being on Kermit and Friends, and we will try to work with Forza regarding her childlike behavior.
Poor Forza. Okay. Okay. So you're saying it's the object's energy towards you. So does the drum kit or the chandelier or whatever it may be, do they ever reject you with their energy?
I have had that happen, yeah.
Okay. And when that happens, is it like easy to get over? Does it take you a while to get over it?
It can take a while, you know. It's kind of an interesting thing, you know. It's not something you ever expect to happen, but it does happen because every different object that I've been in love with has been very different from the last, not just in terms of physical attributes, but in terms of the energy that they bring across as well. They are very different from each other.
So
hey.
So you don't have like a type, like what would you say your type is? Is it something like pointy? Is it something flat?
For me, the physical attributes can be anything that is particular shapes. Like I'm into rotational symmetry, for example. Come here, stop messing about, you.
You have a cute cat. Wait, can you Amanda, can you unplug your headset and then plug it back in, because it's just like making a weird noise. Okay, this is very fascinating. I think everybody is very impressed by this, because it's so hard to have a relationship with like a human being, because that human being, even the guy before this, the doctor, he was saying like you can't control how somebody else feels, but also with the inanimate objects, it's similar. As a child, did you have to tell your parents, hey, I just want you to know that I'm attracted to objects? Did you have to like come out?
Yeah, that did happen. Yeah.
You did? Okay, and what was that conversation like?
It was interesting because at the time, there wasn't a lot of media about OS at all. So it was very difficult to explain to somebody when you didn't have anyone else to go from.
But I saw a video of you putting the chandelier in your mouth in a sensual way.
Oh, this is interesting. So Forza just said that she saw a video. Is there a video of you and a chandelier out there?
Perhaps, yeah. I mean, I've kissed my chandeliers, of course,
Okay.
So, my mouth is up here, not down here. So, that's not the same.
Okay. So you aren't being sexual. You're romantic. So you're not sexual. You're romantic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to clear it up. Thank you, Forza. So she's not sexual with the chandelier. She's not having sex with it. She's just kissing it.
How would you have sex with the chandelier? You tell me, because if you tell me, maybe I can try it. I don't know.
I mean, you would have to insert. I think there'd be some insertion. I don't know. So what did your parents say? What did your parents say? What did your parents say about this when you came out?
And first it was cute, and the first reaction was, "Oh, that's really cute." Glad you found something that was make you happy.
Yeah.
But then, growing up into my late teens and into adulthood, my parents would say stuff like, "Hey, it's not natural. It's not the way that you're supposed to be. You're not meant to be like this." There was an element of them discouraging me from being OS, but at the same time, they didn't take my love away. They didn't punish me for it. I wasn't made to feel really bad about it. I think my parents always just care for me, just want the best for me. In life, and what they think is the best for me isn't necessarily what is the best for me.
Okay, so my friend Elaine just asked, is it similar to choosing clothes that you're attracted to? Like, is it something that you like can't explain the attraction?
I think the best way that I know to explain it is as I said before, about when you are driving a car, if you are a car owner and you are getting behind the wheel of the car, you switch the engine on, you grab the wheel and you are pressing the pedals and everything and doing whatever you need to do to drive out of here. It's like if you go on one of the back roads, I don't know, go on a scenic route or something with your car, you might just feel the car is an extension to yourself. You might not be in love with your car, but a lot of people call their cars a name. A lot of people refer
they
to
say
their cars
she.
as
A lot
she,
of I was
or
in a
they
car
will
show.
call the car a name. So.
I'm a shine like glass, I'm a bitch. I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss. I'm a shine like glass, I'm a bitch. I'm a boss.
Stay strong. My parents kicked me out of the house at 15 for fucking the family dishwasher.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, no, I think we should be understanding no matter what our kids like. Yes, Kermit and Friends, how can I help you?
Hello, baby, it's Dave.
Hey, Dave. Thanks for calling in. Are you watching this with Amanda?
I am, yeah. I was just wondering, like, what part of the north of England is she from? Because I'm just wondering what it was like growing up. And has she ever been, like, in love with an object that she owns? And does the idea of ownership become weird if this is like a romantic partner for you? Because you can't own someone that you're in love with. It's just quite interesting, all of it.
Well, if she owns it, there's a strange like power dynamic there that's happening, right? A power struggle. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that seems to be really confusing because, with, human couples, one doesn't own the other one. But like if I owned an object, and then as she said that sometimes an object can knock you back, like if I'd spent like £1,000 on a chandelier and then it didn't find me attractive, if that's what I wanted.
Oh yeah, would you buy? Is it like buying love, kind of? That's an interesting question. All right, thank you so much, Dave. She's going to answer your questions. Thank you, sweetheart. Love you.
So I live in Leeds, England, and the city of Leeds. I grew up north. I grew up in Cumbria, but my accent is all kinds because I travel all over the place, and I have a lot of international friends I talk to all the time, so my accent can get a little mixed up. But it's an interesting question about the ownership thing, because I have been in situations where I've not owned the object, like it's not been belonging to me, and I've had them where they do belong to me. The biggest example I've got of one that doesn't belong to me is the Statue of Liberty, but the one in New York, not here. This is one of my previous loves, but I still do feel the energy from Lady Liberty, but it's not the same as it was. But I have my own statues in my house. I got the collection there. I have the collection over the other side as well. I'll show you after, because Lumia is behind the camera over there, so I'll show you her later. But
so are you not monogamous? You're not monogamous to one object?
No, not always. No. For me as an OS person, I don't compare my relationship to that of what you have with humans, because it's not the same. Objects, energies are not the same as a human energy. I don't feel the need to be completely loyal to one object. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'm a shine like glass, I'm a bitch, I'm a boss.
Can you introduce us to the chandelier and give it a little kiss for us?
I might do that if you behave yourself.
All right, everybody behave. Amanda, just
behave. I don't want any crappy questions. I can't do it.
They won't do any crappy questions. Just can you just unplug and plug in your headset again? There's just something weird going on with it. A lot of people have questions for you. A lot of people are writing and calling. They all love you. That's okay. That's okay.
Hopefully so. I mean, I try my best. I'm a human like everybody else. I mean, I know I'm talking about my love for objects and how much this is different from what other people do. But in my general daily life, I am wanting the same thing as everybody else to have friends.
It got worse. Wait, Amanda, I want to hear this. This is very important. Can you just unplug your headphones? I think it'd be better if you just unplug them.
This one is better. Okay. Sorry, the headphones are a bit crap.
That's okay, but it's still bad though. Are they unplugged?
Yeah, they are not in. They're not here.
All right. All right. So what were you saying? It sounded pretty interesting. What were you saying?
Does this work better now? I turned.
No, it doesn't. Can someone help her? Like Leaf, or the connection? Actually, maybe can you just restart? Can you refresh your screen? I think that would help. And then I'll bring you back up. Okay. All right. She's refreshing her screen. Wow, you guys, I guess you can fall in love with anyone. And that's actually kind of inspiring. And you never know, who you're going to meet or what you're going to meet. And that's exciting to me. Let her refresh and just give me one. Oh, okay. Wappy's not even here. All right. Amanda, you're back. All right. Hopefully you're better than ever.
No, I hope so.
Yes. It's perfect now. You're perfect. Okay, so Forza So Forza, is a funny person, but I think she's on to something because so many people are having a hard time like wrapping their head around falling in love with an object, right?
Yeah.
So I think what people are saying or thinking and why they're asking these questions is because they just want to see you like kind of like in action with the thing that you love the most. So in your place right now, who do you love the most?
Lumiere that is here right now. Yeah.
He's here right now?
She is, yeah.
She is. Okay, so she's here right now. And what's her name?
Lumiere.
Lumiere?
Lumiere.
Lumiere. Okay, so Lumiere, the chandelier is Amanda's main love interest right now. This is a beautiful chandelier. It's gorgeous. Can you just what?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I got this one from Germany. Originally, she came from Germany, so if you can see. So.
Okay, and was it love at first sight, Amanda?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it sounds mad to find love on eBay, right? This is what happened for me. But I found love in all kinds of places before. But I was lucky to be able to get Lumiere and bring her back home. She was shipped here in the box. Yeah.
and can you just describe Lumiere physically? Because it's kind of like off center. Like just describe what you like about Lumiere's physical appearance.
Okay, sure. What attracted me was the shape of her arms. This very unusual shape in her arms, and that it is repeated up here as well. Oh, if you can see, it's repeated further up here as well. I just think that she's really special, and the amount of detail that's in her, you can't see that so well, but there is a lot of detail in the bronze work here that I really like about her in terms of physical appearance.
Yeah, I mean she's perfect physically.
Heavy ball at the bottom. This one is solid glass. There's no inside. Solid glass ball that I like. So.
and when you're first meeting each other, how do you get to know each other? Is it like a regular relationship where you're talking to her?
It's not through talking. It's through energy, through energies that is non-verbal. It's very difficult to explain. I wish I could explain it. Do you not believe how much I would like to be able to explain this in a way that everyone understands exactly what it is, and even to understand myself? Because to be perfectly honest, I don't even understand it. Why do I fall in love with objects? Why am I feeling energy from objects? I don't know the answers. That's what nobody seems to get. Think I know. I don't know the answers, but the feelings is so strong, and what I get from it makes me so happy inside. It's like nothing else matters. Everything else will fall into place. And I don't feel that it brings any negative problems to my life. I mean, there's people that will judge me because they don't know me very well, or they've only heard a little snapshot of me on the internet somewhere, and it's not a full picture of my life and who I am and where I've been and where I'm going. I'm just like everyone else. I want to make friends, and I have plenty of friends. I've got friends everywhere. I get messages every day from many people. And
that must be wonderful.
I go internationally to meet my friends as well, and I have a lot of friends in Germany that I go to see, and here in the United States and everywhere that I have friends. I don't.
So you made friends from all over the world.
Yeah.
Because of your love for the chandelier.
Well, because of my love for the chandelier, but also because of who I am, because of me, I've got more about me than my love. It's just like, if you're in love with a human, that's only just some part of who you are. You're still going to have your own interests, your own hobbies, your own things aside from who you fall in love with. You're going to have other interests that bring other friends in and stuff like that. Mechanical music, you know, it's all about being able to find people that like the same thing as me. You know, it's just something that I like, and other people like it, and we get on well, and we enjoy playing organs together and things like this. It's just the same.
And what do you wish people would know about you? Because I know they're very focused on this one thing. What would you like to be known for?
That is a very interesting question. I would like to be known for somebody who finds their own path in life. I find my own path in life, but it's a hard question, is that? I mean, I just want to be known for being a good person, for being a happy person, for being an honest, trustworthy, loyal, kind person like everyone else. You know, I just want the same things as everyone else as far as my life is concerned.
And when guys hit on you, what do you say to them? When a guy hits on you at a bar, what do you?
I find it a little bit awkward. I guess I'm flattered, but you know, obviously I will play along to a degree. You know, I'll have a little conversation with someone, but if they start getting a bit too far, if they start getting pushy and stuff, I'll just say I'm sorry, I'm in a relationship, so you know, and they, at that point usually back off, and I don't always have to divulge who my partner is. It's just I can say I'm in a relationship like other people.
I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, I'm a bitch and a boss, I'm a shine like glass, I'm a bitch, I'm a boss.
This is a beautiful love story. Thank you for sharing it with us. You should write a chandelier romance novel.
That's a good idea. You could probably make some money writing a book. Have you written a book yet?
I don't think anyone would want to read it.
They would. Refresh your computer. Still crackling. Wow, what an interesting guest today, right? Okay, so let's have her refresh and hear from Wappy Flanker.
Just thought that you could use a little change, a little change. I see that you've been feeling down by that frown upon your face. So make the change, take the change, make the change. All this time, the world's been waiting for your smile. No more time for you to waste away this precious day. All your life, crying for a way to change, dying for a way to change. Dying for a way to change. No more time for you to waste away. All this time, the world's been waiting for your smile. No more time for you to waste away this precious day. All your life, crying for a way to change, dying for a way to change. Just thought that you could use a little change, a little change. I see that you've been feeling down by that frown upon your face. So make the change, take the change, make the change.
All right, so we're gonna bring Amanda back. I changed my filter because people say I look so tired. I'm so sorry, you guys. All right, Amanda, you ready to take questions from the audience?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, you sound great. Noodles, you're on with Amanda.
Hey, Amanda. I was just wondering, I want to be encouraging as possible, but have you ever had sex before?
Yeah.
And did you like it?
Depends who with. I have liked it, and I've at times I have not liked it, but
Wow.
it's not a big thing in my life. So
It was with men, right? Or was it with a guy, like a human guy?
yeah,
Yeah.
You also have a wedding ring on. Are you married?
no married, no married, no. There's engagement rings.
Amanda, do me a favor. Tell Lisa how terrible her hair looks today. Absolutely atrocious. I would put it in a ponytail or something.
I never judge people on how they
Yeah,
look.
he doesn't judge me in my looks,
people.
Noodles.
I don't judge people with how they look.
Thank you. I really
Amanda,
appreciate that.
you're very beautiful. Amanda, you're very beautiful, and it's terrible that you're not giving anyone a chance to get that sweet Amanda. Very beautiful.
That I look at. That's how I judge person, how they are in the heart. I don't judge how they look. Anyone can look like anything. Look like a dog's dinner. I don't care.
But what about
I would like to have
Noodles?
sex with you.
Is Noodles cute? Are you attracted to Noodles at all?
No. I'm
No.
sorry. I
All right, fuck you, Amanda. Bye.
Poor Noodles rejected. What is it about Noodles? Do you wish he had like a light bulb attached, or what is it about him?
It's not like this. It's just not. This is not what OS is at all. It's nothing to do with humans. It's nothing to do with what humans have done, what humans haven't done. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, men are a turnoff, right? They are. They and I'm sure whoever you had sex with was horrible in bed, right? The guy
had this happen, yes.
Yeah, they were horrible. Most men are, right? And so that's enough to turn you against the whole species, right? So okay, so
no, it isn't. It isn't at all because I just don't have the attraction. I tried it because I wanted to try it, but it's not for me. So.
And who gave you the engagement?
Turned off human relationships or not?
So who gave you the engagement ring?
My partner did. The second one was given to me by another human who is OS, who helped me to conduct with the object to have an engagement.
Wait, a human person bought you the engagement ring, but it was for an object?
Basically, yeah.
Which object are you engaged to?
The Lumiere.
A Lumiere. Okay, congratulations. Yeah. When is the wedding?
I don't know yet.
Okay, so I would like to go to that. Let's take more questions. Kleenex, you're on with Amanda.
I think your hair looks marvelous. Amanda, do you also like light posts, or do you walk down the street and see a beautiful light post and have to stop and have to have a little bit of, No?
No flutters, no. I mean, there's been occasional ones that have looked nice and I might have taken a picture and posted.
Well, I hope this isn't something that comes with Leeds. My sister-in-law was born and raised in Leeds. I'm now going to ask her about chandeliers.
I'm sure it doesn't come with Leeds.
She's very unusual, Kleenex. She gets
I
interviewed.
think she's been a fascinating guest. Last week I was being real hard on the guest. She's great. EJ, I love your streaming, the car show, all the stuff.
Really?
Elvis with no teeth. I've been a big fan. I can't do a wrap up because I got a strike on my account for playing some New World Order stuff. So
okay, so what you have
a week in Google jail.
Okay, what you got to do, Kleenex, is you need backup channels, right? So
I know. Today I'm going to work on getting more Google channels. But I think you have to re-download Prism too because it wants to chase after that Google account you attached to it. So I think you also have to change your Prism. Anyway, great guest. Your hair looks great. Stop listening to Noodles. Isn't it amazing how I'm so different today than I was a week ago?
Yeah, you're great today. And I think I know why. I think it's because you're coming into town soon.
Well, I'll be nice if we hook up.
All right.
I really want to meet Elaine.
I know. Everybody wants to meet Elaine. Elaine's the big hot topic right now.
Well, I want to see you too. You're streaming.
All right. Well, you better hurry because we're going on a road trip.
I'm kind of, I am on the fence about Captain after seeing him drunk. And who calls the hospital when they get drunk and then complains about the bill? Who does that?
Can we talk about this another time? We have Amanda.
Yeah, okay. So Amanda, one last question. Do you ever use protection when you are with your chandeliers for glass?
She doesn't have sex with them. Kleenex, she doesn't, just hold on, Kleenex. She doesn't have sex with them. It's a romantic, emotional, men can't understand that women like a romantic, Emotional connection. Men, if you're watching this, listen up. Women are looking for an emotional, romantic connection with a chandelier, with whatever. Okay? So stop thinking it's all about sex. See, Kleenex thinks everything's about sex.
No, I was just being a troll. No, I understand. 90% of the women say the most important thing in a relationship is the emotional bond. So that's what my wife tells me every week when she doesn't want to have sex. She goes, I don't need you sexually, I need you emotionally.
Nobody needs anybody sexually. We need an emotional bond with whoever we're with, right? So,
here's the thing, though. I don't really appreciate people being trolls because you don't know anybody. You don't know where people have come from in life. Like for me, I'm autistic and I'm finding a lot of this very difficult. I'll be honest with you. I'm finding it really hard to digest all what's going on, all the interruptions and all of the stuff that is going on. It's really hard for me with my autism to try and understand exactly what's going on to be able to conduct myself in the best way possible, you know. And
I get it.
I've had depressions for the last 2 years that I'm thankfully not depressed no more, but my mental health has been really crap for the last 2 years, and I'm trying my best. And it's not a very nice environment to come and where I am being trolled and people think it's funny to troll other people. I don't get it. I don't get why people do it to each other. It's not even just about me, about everybody.
Yeah, that's a good point, Amanda. Just don't worry too much about it.
On people.
All right, don't worry too much about it, Amanda. It has nothing to do with you. You have a great relationship, better than I would say 99% of people that are watching right now.
I know it's nothing to do with me. It's just a point I like to get out there because it pisses me off how people are trolling each other.
But don't even worry about it. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them. Yes, Kermit and friends.
Hey, Lisa, it's Gonzo.
Oh, wait, hold on, Gonzo. Hold on 1 second, Gonzo. Just hold on.
I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss. I'm a shine like glass. I'm a bitch. I'm a boss.
What's Kleenex doing so far from the North Pole?
Okay. Yes, Gonzo.
Hey, I just wanted to say I think Amanda's a great guest, and I have a lot of things in common with her. So actually, I lived in Leeds for a year and a half.
You did?
A year as a young man. Yeah, I studied abroad. I lived in Headingley and on Shire Oak Road. But also, I fucked a lot of things growing up. Like I would fuck the dishwasher, the microwave, like anything I could put my cock inside of, I just put it in there. So I really sympathize and I could totally understand where she's coming from. So.
All right. See, so she's not alone. A lot of people are doing this. Thank you, Gonzo. It's a nice supportive call. All right. A lot of people like you. People are saying really good things about you right now. And so you should not feel bad about anything. You have a better relationship than anyone that I know. I don't even know anybody in a good relationship. You're the only one, Amanda. You're the only one. And I've dated lots of guys and I have no ring and you have a ring. So you're doing great. So don't worry.
2 rings, no, even 1 to 2.
All right, you have 2 rings. Okay, all right. So if people want to reach out to you to talk to you more, how do they reach out to you?
Well, I have the YouTube channel.
A YouTube channel
that I have, yes, but this is nothing to do with my OS. It's absolutely nothing to do with OS. I like to make that clear. It is my likeness for mechanical music and hand-turned organs, as you said at the very start of the show.
Okay, and I have some music of yours. I could play it. This video. What is this video that you sent me? What is this?
It's Hebje Midge or something like this.
Let's check it out. This is Amanda.
Holland tune.
Wow, I love that. You're incredible. You're incredible, Amanda. Wow. Okay, everybody obviously should be friends with Amanda. She is so cool. She could give us advice. Do you have any advice for me about relationships? It's been so hard for me. Dating has been horrible for me. It's been a nightmare, disaster, miserable. I'm just, I'm not well. Any advice for somebody like me, a single person?
Oh, no. You know, you try and find somebody that is going to make you truly happy. Don't just go for someone because they've gone to the gym every day or being just looking after their body. Go for someone who has a good mind and a good heart and you have things in common with. There's no point to just go for a guy just because you want a guy now. It's like, no.
Yeah,
you have to take your time and find somebody who you are going to be friends with first, and if you find you have a good friendship connection with them, then it moves on to here. You go from here over to here. You don't go like this, like most people do this. And you want a long-lasting relationship. And I haven't married a man, but in my family, we've got people that have been married for 50 years, for 60 years, and I know enough about human relationships to know what you should look for and how you need to run it, for it to be something that's going to last all your life.
What do you think of this guy?
What is this one? I can't see. It's very small. Can you make?
No, it's not that small. He's big.
The screen is very little though. My eyesight is not good to see the screen. In my iPad, it's like taking up this much space. It is a statue of some description.
Yeah, it's a statue. He's gold. And it's pretty tall and he's pointy. Would this guy be good for me?
I don't think so because you're not always, you need to have a natural attraction to objects. You can't force it. I mean, my love with objects isn't because of how people have or haven't treated me. It's never been like that. It's just something that happens with me.
Oh, okay. So I shouldn't
now
force
I can see it better with your camera. Now I can see it a little
okay.
better. Okay, yeah.
Do we look good together?
Well, of course. I'm not going to deny that. It's quite good together. But
what about
attraction? You need to have the spiritual, the energy. It doesn't work.
Okay, marry, F, or kill. Do you know that game?
Never.
Okay,
That's a cute guy with a banjo, though.
Okay, so you have to choose. I'm going to show you 3 objects, okay? And you choose one to marry, have sex with, or kill, okay? Okay.
So I have to choose one to marry, one to have sex with, and one to kill.
Yes.
Based on how they look.
Okay, so the first contender is this statue.
Okay.
The second contender is this little Kermit the Frog.
Okay.
And the third contender is this nail polish.
Okay.
Who would you marry?
Who would I marry? The Kermit the Frog. Hands down.
Good choice. That's such a good choice. Kermit the Frog will be there for you.
This is because he's a musician, right? I'm a musician. He's a musician. I want to have something in common with this object. So, yeah, okay. I take the
Okay, so marry Kermit the Frog. And now you have to choose someone to have sex with.
oh dear. I mean, physically, one, it would be very uncomfortable to have sex with. I think based on the shape alone, the nail polish.
Okay, so have sex with the nail polish and kill the statue.
It's not going to be very good.
Oh, the statue was killed. All right, you're a great player, Amanda. Everybody add Amanda Liberty on all her social media. She's amazing. She's so loving. She loves people. She loves chandeliers. She loves Statue of Liberty. She loves them all. She will not have sex with you, even if you're a chandelier. So back off, chandeliers. Do not reach out to Amanda purely for sex. She's only going to have an emotional relationship. Thank you so much for being on the show, Amanda. We really love you here.
Thank you very much.
What a great guest, right? Everybody likes Amanda. All right. What are we going to talk about on the wrap-up show today, Wheezy?
That was fascinating. I mean, I really did like her. There's a lot to talk about. I really thought that Faust, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I thought he was great. I really liked him too. And so I'd like to talk about that, the anxiety that everyone feels but pretends they don't.
Right.
I would like to talk about Slingshot Warrior in the private chat begging to get up and then being mad at me somehow about it. Because I like him.
No, he was impatient. He left. He's not here. Like Slingshot Warrior, if you want to come on the show, put in the chat the link to come on the show. But you left, so that's your problem. Right. You have to be patient because we had Amanda, we had Faust on the show. We had to interview them. And then the other people just like kind of have to be patient. So I'm sorry, you weren't patient. Right. Who is Slingshot Warrior again?
He's been on the Mean Stream a couple times. He's one of Noodles' friends, and he's really good. He's really good.
Noodles' friend. Okay, great. Yeah. Annie Noodles' friend is a friend of mine, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes. Great. So, Noodles and Kleenex and Amanda and Foss, everybody's welcome to go on the Kermit and Friends wrap-up show, which is on directly after this show, hosted by Charmin and Wheezy. Let's discuss a lot of things on there. We have a lot of clips. Leaf King on his channel has been posting clips from the IRL and obviously from Kermit and Friends. So everybody, we want to be involved with that. Thank you, Vora. I'm happy that people enjoyed the show today. We're obviously always looking for guests. We're going to take Kermit and Friends on the road at the end of the month. And a lot of exciting things are happening here. Wheezy, anything that you're looking forward to talking about on your show today?
Amanda, I think that we're going to have a big discussion about her because I had some questions, but there was so much going on. I really want to know how she moves on from the drum set to the chandelier, and then how she basically decides that she's going to marry the chandelier, meaning that she won't be interested in anything else in the future. I mean, it's kind of fascinating.
But she said she wasn't monogamous with one object.
Right. Does that mean that when she gets married, she will be? I really don't know.
That is a good question. I don't want to be invited to any weddings except for that wedding. That's the only wedding I want to go to.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. I think Charmin will love the whole Amanda thing because Charmin doesn't like men either. And chandeliers are great.
Well, and I didn't know I could love a thing until I laid eyes on my Baccarat chandelier for the first time. And I have a very special relationship with my car. She busted my ex-husband cheating twice. That's my longest run-in relationship.
Wait, your car?
My car.
Caught your ex-husband cheating on you?
Yep, sure did.
She was
more loyal to me than my husband was.
Yeah.
I found his HR girl's phone paired to my car.
Oh, wow. Oh,
that's great. Pair
that's
your phone to my car. But nothing beat when the rag top started leaking and we couldn't figure out why. So we took it to the car dealership and it was there for weeks. And when I finally showed up to get it, all the car guys were annoyed as soon as I came in. And they said, "Who are you?" And I said, "I'm the wife, it's my car." And they all started looking around like they were scared, and they were like reading papers upside down. And the technician slid me an address. And if he'd have put the apartment number on that piece of paper, I'd have got arrested that day, for sure.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Objects are loyal.
They are. Well, they have no choice but to be loyal. That's the thing.
Well, my car was more loyal to me than it was to him. So I'll keep her.
Yeah, you got to keep that car forever. You have to. I get why Amanda likes these objects. I mean, I've been called controlling in relationships a lot because you don't want the men to act out and go with other people and cheat. You don't. So I've been controlling in that. With a car, you wouldn't have to be controlling. With a chandelier, you wouldn't have to be controlling. So I think she is on to something.
Well, it's so hard to pick somebody and figure out who's going to be loyal to you and treat you well. You know, I picked a short, fat, medium, ugly guy because I thought he would be loyal to me forever, and I was so wrong.
Really?
Really?
Your ex-husband was fat?
Barely taller than me. He got older and went all gray and wore a beard, and people started calling him Santa. And I tried telling him Bad Santa was the greatest movie I ever seen, but he didn't care.
Wait, your ex-husband looked like Santa Claus? Mm-hmm. And he cheated on you?
Yeah. Yeah. The worst thing ever.
He looked like me, but short.
Yeah,
I'm tall. I'm 6'3".
Like barely 5'10". And the worst moment ever was when Zarina wanted to apologize to me for how small my husband's dick was. Like, you want to talk about a sick burn. When you're sitting face to face with someone who is telling you that your husband gang raped them and she's apologizing to you over the misery you had to feel being married to him. It's like epic.
Wow. Oh, that's a terrible situation, Char. I'm so sorry. That's bad. That's bad. But maybe there's a table for both of us. I don't know.
Yeah. Are you coming to Jacksonville? I would benefit from some in real life attention from the end of October to November the 8th, all over my district. My district looks like a hand grabbing a ball, and I'd love to be the candidate grabbing Florida by the balls this November.
I could do it. I could do it. I could take Elaine with me. Yes. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to set it all up. We'll do some IRL with Charmin, and we'll help her with whatever her cause will be at that time. That will be great. And screw all the guys out there. That's a fucked up story, Charmin. I'm really sorry to hear that. That's bad. That's one of the worst ones I've heard.
I mean, it's not really hard to understand why I'm single.
Yeah, me too. We're single, everybody. And it's because of you guys. And, Amanda, I feel bad because she wrote like in the private chat that it was really hard and she expected a professional and mature interview. I felt like I was being mocked. Amanda, she really feels that way? Amanda, you feel like you're being mocked here? Amanda? I really don't want you to feel that way. I don't feel like I was mocking you. I enjoyed talking to you, and I think you're awesome, and I think you're onto something. So I'm really sorry. I hope you join us on the wrap-up show. I hope everybody does. I hope Charmin does, and everyone here. Thank you so much for supporting Kermit and Friends, everyone. I'll be going live later with Elaine. But first will be the wrap-up show directly after this show where anybody can come on and discuss what happened on Kermit and Friends. And I hope you all do because, this is a great place to be, right? We meet all kinds of people here. If you need me for anything, I'll be in the Kermit and Friends Discord server. Catch me live later, and I'll see you next week on Kermit and Friends.
She's been killing time. She's been drinking. cried the way it felt she died. Trying to